Most people live on a placid island of AAA games, unaware that they are in the midst of the black sea of infinity, that infinity being indie games. I was wondering, if Lovecraft was alive today, what indie games would he play? So join me as we seek the answer. Honourable mention, Sucker for Love. Because of course Lovecraft would play that game. Look at it. No, look at it. Pathologic 2 is one of the very few games that I chickened out of. However, what I did play made me feel like I was playing around in a Lovecraftian novel. All the action takes place in the town, a settlement in which neither the whereabouts nor the period in which the events that unfold are specified. The enemies you face are looming and often indescribable. The atmosphere is cold and inviting. Your foe is merciless and ceaseless. Your character, while intelligent, is almost helpless in this hellscape, and the game likes existential dread. Lovecraft would enjoy this game because of the way it sets you on edge from the start and puts its own spin on a Lovecraftian formula, but probably wouldn't like its clunky fighting controls. Oh well, you can't beat them all, or even win them all. This next game is a lot more unknown, but solves a problem with Lovecraftian video games that I think Howard would have hated. Most Lovecraftian games use the traditional monsters, big scary mother suckers with the odd tentacle. It's cool, but it doesn't capture the true idea of the monster being so insane to look at that it's almost impossible to describe with any cohesion. Source of Madness is a 2D roguelike, but what makes it different is all the enemies and everything else is created through an AI, creating these alien, horrifying things. Here's a fun game. Give someone a pen and paper and tell them to write down exactly what they are looking at. It is a roguelike, so the story might not scratch Lovecraft's itch, but the interesting two-dimensional graphic design, along with the smart procedurally generated level design, would certainly make him enjoy it. I didn't know Lovecraft personally, but I'm pretty sure he would want to shoot some wankers while flying around the map. Raw Flesh may not look like a Lovecraftian game to begin with, but it does that Dark Souls thing when if you want to delve deep into the lore, you will find strong cosmic existential horror, and the blocky PS1 style graphics help this idea rather than hinder them. The game starts in an open world, but it eventually becomes more linear, more dynamic, more scary. Despite this, the pace never slows down. It's an easy recommendation from me. While Lovecraft wasn't exactly a minimalist when it came to describing his monsters, with every monster having so many things on them that thinking about them is about as pleasant and enjoyable as using napalm as a skin lotion, I think he would find this game's visuals incredible. Despite everything being black and white silhouettes, there's just so much character in everything. The lack of detail causes your mind to run wild, filling in those blank spaces. It makes everything look so depressing and bleak. Oh, I love it. Even not looking at the art style, the game itself is very juicy when it comes to combat and all-round level design. Lovecraft would have a blast 100%ing this. N-Chain. This is one of those games that's best to look at rather than explain. It's similar to Raw Flesh, but what sets it apart is its cool shortcuts and juicy grapple mechanics, mixed with a Lovecraftian doom and gloom world and sound design. What can I say? It's Lovecraftian Quake. Vigil, The Longest Night. Few bosses make me generally sick when I see them. This is one of them. Do I need to say more? Great level design, really good combat, secret cults, dark and depressing sense of doom, lots of secrets to find. Lovecraft would bang out this game, then play it again and play it again, finding all the awesome collectibles he missed. What can I say? This game is fun. Hey, remember Sally Face? Warning, spoilers. Very few games capture insanity. Yes, the screen would go blurry, or your character might be a bit irrational, but that's it. That is not the case with Sallyface. The part when Sally murders the entire hotel without any physical or emotional reaction is just perfect. Or Todd while he is institutionalized, speaking only to plead for death in his padded room. Or Maple succumbing to the unknown plague of the shadows, having to be sealed in a cage. Or the woman in the TV. This game reeks of Lovecraft. The cult, the art style, the unknown backgrounds, the story that opens up more questions than answers. Just play it, mate. Below. Lovecraft loved to make his characters feel small and insignificant, like an ant in the world of elephants. This idea is seen in the game Below. To create and emphasize scale, the devs chose to make the player character small and use a dramatic tilt-shift photography effect. And it works! The dread you feel from this game is only comparable to a Lovecraftian novel, or something like Dark Souls when you're lost. Enemies hide in the shadows and are hard to make out. Combat is tight and snappy, but also very deliberate. Also, this game is beautiful. Existentially, terrifyingly, Lovecraftingly beautiful.